Oh, snap. It's time for another live Ask Big Van show with me, your host, Big Van. Don't forget about social media producer Mazzani. We got Ryan kicking production in the back. Kenny's not here tonight. Andrew's in the house. Zida's kicking cameras. Whole crew's in a special guest, backed by popular demand, AOC. Don't forget to share the show. Take your thumb, take your mouse, click, share it. Sharers are carers. When you share, our software shows us you shared. We know that sharers are carers. We'll move your questions coming to the top. Can't wait to see you on this live episode of the Ask Big Van Show. What's up, everybody? The whole wide world. Welcome to this episode of the Ask Big Van Show. Thanks for joining in. We're so happy you guys are being a part of the show tonight. With me, as always, is our beautiful social media producer, Mazzani Speaks. What's happening, Mazzani Speaks?
Great. Hey.
How's your day been?
It was great.
Did you get some dinner this time? I know last week we didn't feed you beforehand, and you were kind of hangry throughout the event. Today you're much better. Is that right?
Yes.
Oh well, back in the production hole, we have a thin crew tonight. Who's back there, Mr. Ryan, producer Ryan on the solo?
Just me. Nope.
Just Ryan kicking it there. Yep. And we got Zida kicking cameras, who's doing a great job on cameras. Thanks for joining us, Zida. And with me to answer questions, if you guys are just now coming out from under the rock, Elon Musk and AOC have battered back and forth on Twitter here this week. And there was, Elon said, or AOC went to it and, made this whole tweet about, this billionaires, all this kind of bad mouthing this billionaire who has the Weld at a social media platform now and all that stuff like that, or the Helm at a social media platform. And Elon kind of replies, stop, I'm shy, you're giving me a big head, something like that, Or no, he said, stop hitting on me, I'm shy. So we invited her to come and answer for herself in the house. AOC, what's up? How's it going? Well, welcome back.
Well, thank you, Van, for allowing me to set the record straight. And I just wanted to reiterate, when my publicist booked this show, it was under the assumption that everybody here was vaccinated and you would provide me a mask. I've yet to receive it.
Okay, all right, we're working on that. We're working on the
Nobody
on the
here is wearing your mask.
But you didn't have a mask when you came in, though. That's something to...
You were supposed to provide the mask.
But what about where you go places that you don't have mask?
I always wear a mask to sleep, in the car, when I shower.
When you shower?
It's not over. Dr. Fauci said it was over, but it's not over.
Hello, everybody.
Well, that's something that we'll work on for you there. But I want to ask you about the tweet with Elon Musk. Were you hitting on him directly?
Excuse me. I'm here to set the record straight,
okay.
And I don't appreciate you implying that I was hitting on him. Them. Anyways.
Wait, what does that mean?
Let me set the record straight. First off, I try to avoid giving people with massive ego complexes like this attention. Okay? They crave the attention, and when I can help it, I don't want to give them any more.
You are fake news.
Is that you, Mazzani? That's a good one. Well, that's good. That's very cautious of you to not give attention. But wouldn't that be like? What do you think about how's that play into like what we just saw with Elizabeth Warren saying that she doesn't think that big tech should have that much authority or power?
Well, let me set the record straight again. Elizabeth Warren said, this is a really dangerous thing for our democracy. Billionaires like Elon Musk play by a different set of rules than everybody else, accumulating power for their own gain. We need a strong tax and a new set of rules to hold big tech accountable. And I think that was perfectly said.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. Well, isn't that kind of, contradictive of like the whole last entire 4 years?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, yeah, you had the big tech and the the liberal and left agenda has worked hand in hand, hasn't it? For the last, like, hasn't the liberals and the left used big tech to push their agenda for everything? And now all of a sudden, would you think that? What is your response on that?
Literally, I'm sorry, not the left. What big tech was doing is stopping domestic terrorism and hate crimes from spreading frantically. What we're doing is getting rid of white supremacists from spreading their evil, hateful rhetoric by taking them off and deplatforming them altogether. And quite honestly, I think that's absolutely necessary. Basically, all those Trumpers, those racists, are...
Wait, everybody... Wait.
100%.
Wait, back up. What is that?
Trumpers, Trump supporters, racists.
Okay, well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming here and sharing that.
Hold on.
Let me just ask you one more question before you get going. And,
Emotional.
I forgot what the question was. Zon, you got any questions for AOC before
It's
she
been
goes?
about 5 minutes, and you still have not provided me a mask or proof of vaccination.
Yeah. Well, we'll get you a mask, and you need a mask?
You all need to be wearing masks.
Hold on, I have a mask for you right here. Here you go. All right, guys, that's it for AOC. She's left the building. I offered her a mask. She didn't want the mask. So, Mazzani. So, what? I know tonight we were. Oh, by the way, big thanks for our special guest there. Yo, see, he's trying to get you. Mazzani, the
Nope.
topics tonight we're going to get into for the viewers to ask questions about. What topics are we going to list all the topics, or are we just going to like start with the first one?
Honey Badger don't give a shit. It just takes.
Whoa! Who did that one, Mazzani? You did that one. Is that Ryan?
I don't have access to it. That wasn't not me.
By the way, if you guys noticed in the back, Ryan's by himself, so therefore the sound effects are at the mercy of the crew members. So each of us have sound effects that we can hit like that.
Who did that one?
I just did it. So each of us have sound effects that we can hit. Now, welcome my second guest of the evening.
We didn't get to answer your question. Yeah, we're going to put them up on the screen, right? Right, Ryan?
Yep.
Second guest of the evening in the house, Mr. This man has been a champion for men's. What was it that you said you did?
Men's rights activist.
Men's rights activist. Here he is in the house. Everybody's favorite. Andrew Bridgeforth.
Oh, hey, what's up,
Hey,
man?
how's it going, man? I haven't seen you in a long time.
Dude, I'm mad. I missed her again.
Yeah, you missed AOC. She was just here. Yeah, she was answering all those questions about Elon Musk.
That was crazy, though. She was coming at... She's coming at Elon when every form of media, legacy and new, is owned by a billionaire. But it's only a problem when he owns a form of media.
I got a question. How would you know what she was saying if you weren't here?
Because of the tweet that she posted.
Oh, I see.
And
I
then
got you.
later deleted. But people didn't let her forget about it.
Yeah.
I mean, she's still, like, brave and inspiring to me.
I am. Hey, look, for real though, I am inspired by her, by the real AOC. I mean,
Honestly, every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way.
I am for real though. I am kind of inspired by AOC
So
and
much
real because
about
like
the
she
thing
was like,
you choose to be.
if you, this just goes on forever. If she was like a waitress and then decided she was going to run for Congress.
No.
For real.
She might have done that for a short amount of time, maybe through school, but she went to Harvard. She's an elite. I don't think she grew up poor. Like, she puts that on her resume to make her seem more relatable to people, but she has always been an elite.
Did you think from the beginning she planned her objectives were to get elected to that? But see, I read a thing that I thought that she had said that she helped out on the Bernie Sanders campaign, and that motivated her, inspired her to pursue a career in politics. So I was inspired by that, and it inspirational meaning like not her worldview or stances, but that pretty much anybody, if they're willing to get out and work and hustle for it, could become a congressperson and try to change the world. I mean, now she's a very influential person.
Mm-hmm. Well, didn't you tell me she won her congressional seat with like 13,000 votes or something?
I looked that up. That wasn't accurate. That was misinformation, but it was. Okay. But it's still pretty impressive.
Yeah, she definitely represents a misinformed demographic. So
yeah,
she's got a good following.
Hey, this sound effect is called a shark swimming. Ready?
Why do you always play that one?
It doesn't even make sense.
Rub-a-dub-dub.
It sounds like somebody washing clothes in those little buckets.
Reminds me of the good old days.
Yeah.
Tell the woman go down to the stream with the
Thank you very much. Wash bucket.
Yeah. Hey, time to get them clothes washed up. You reckon, woman?
It sounds like diarrhea.
I didn't say. Oh, Miss Honey, that does sound bad.
Come on, people.
Hey, so tonight we're gonna get into some topics. Do you want to, Ryan? You want to give a rundown of the topics? No, let's just pull up one. What's the first topic we're gonna get into?
First topic we got is Disney versus Governor.
Oh yeah,
DeSantis.
that's a big deal. If you guys have been following that, that's a big deal. Like that, pretty much Disney at all this time has been an entertainment company, and here in the last month has decided it wants to be involved in the political realm and in the social justices realm. And so I saw several interviews from Disney employees who've said recently a massive push by the corporation to intimidate and peer pressure employees into their political agendas and stuff as well. I don't know what's the motivation for that. Ryan, you and Andrew, you were saying that there was something about you read an article where one of the higher ups at Disney said that they their objective is to push to get 50% of all characters to be in the LGBTQ plus division sign minus / community.
And I just want to clarify, we love everybody. But this person is like a higher up. I don't know what her title is. She claims that she has 2 kids, 1 non-binary, 1 transgender. They're both under 10 years old, so okay.
Wait, let's back up. So you said, I want to clarify that we love everybody?
We love everybody.
What does that mean?
I mean, we don't
necessarily love everybody.
We don't hate anybody.
Do you love pedophiles?
I think they're non-redeemable, but
Do you love terrorists who murder and blow themselves up in crowds of women and children? No. So therefore, you don't love everybody.
I didn't say no. I didn't say no. I think who am I to judge anybody? I hate the actions.
We better start judging.
I hate the actions of people.
Judging is okay.
I don't hate it. Except
now, I'm not saying that. I just want to clarify because that statement gets thrown around a lot that we love everybody, but it's not necessarily true.
Well, I would
Aren't we
say,
supposed to?
No.
Yeah.
Even if they are, we're still supposed to love them somehow?
No.
Exactly.
I don't think so.
That was an accident. That
Unless they're
level.
like
That's
demons.
a very American worldview.
I thought it was a Christian view.
Yeah, me too.
That you're supposed to love everybody.
Nah.
I'm supposed to love the people who
That's
stabbed
American
me in my
Christians.
back.
Yeah.
That's American.
Oh, it's a
Christians.
cultural thing, you say?
Yeah.
Like the person who murders your family.
It's not doctrine.
you're supposed to love that
God
person.
told the Israelites to go into cities and countries and kill everybody, men, women,
What does
children.
that have to do with them loving them?
In the Old Testament.
What's love got to do with it? In the words of Tina Turner.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm not sure that they love those people. That
Will you
they
whip your
killed.
children and you love
There's
them?
a time. There's a time for love. There's a time. The Bible says there's a time for everything.
Right.
I
Well-
think there's a time for love.
Just to clarify, I don't hate anybody for choosing to live a certain way.
Okay.
Right.
Unless they choose to live as a terrorist and kill.
How do I reach these
Even
kids?
even then, I mean, I guess there's got to be a little bit of forgiveness.
I guess if you were a family member of one of those women or children that were killed by that terrorist bomber, and
Or-
let's say he survived, say he just planted the bomb, and then you saw him driving away, I think you probably have different feelings about him.
Okay, but you have to empathize with that person. What if his family was killed by a drone strike from somebody half around the world?
So he kills innocent people erroneously?
he's emboldened
Yeah.
to get revenge.
And just the circle just continues because we
Circle
get
of
revenge
violence.
on him.
And whose fault is it? The warmongers who make money off of it and don't care about human life. so he's just being used.
Maybe so, but there was that same mentality long before there was warmongers. You know, they've had.
Thank you, Jeffrey.
What did he say?
He said Jesus said to love your neighbors as yourself. It was a new commandment he gave us.
That's right. That's right, Jeffrey. I'm sorry. I'm way out of line.
Yeah, you are.
I'm way out of line. Jeffrey had to put me in my place. Hey, I'm just kind of being facetious.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
I think that I love more people than I hate. I don't think I hate anybody. No, that's not true. I hate abortion doctors.
I love them.
I totally do.
I thank God for them.
I think any human being that can do what they do, especially at partial birth abortion doctors, I think there's a special place in hell for those people. So that's my opinion.
That's perspective.
So, anyways,
Back on the subject.
I could give you a list of people that I hate or don't like, but this is probably not beneficial to our ratings. Nope. So, but I definitely don't include any of the people that you would think our social construct has right now. Like, I don't hate gay people. I don't hate black people. I don't hate trans people. I don't hate all these people that people try to label the middle class white man as hating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
White Christian straight man. You are evil.
Yeah, like I'm supposed to be inherently evil and toxic because I'm a.
Every time you look at me, I'm just like, I feel a whip on my back. It's crazy.
Yeah, a whip on my back. Yeah. So, anyways,
Okay. Well, okay. So this woman, she's a higher up at Disney.
Okay.
She's got 2 kids that are both.
Hey, look, we're sitting here bashing Disney.
Well, that's old Star. That's Lucasfilm Star Wars. Not,
I don't
not
even
Disney Star Wars.
associate. Look, I don't even associate. I mean, do you think when you think Star Wars, do you think Disney?
When we were talking about this, and you're talking about how you like the new movies, and I'm like, I hate them because Disney made them, and they're so PC, and it's just throwing it in your face all the time, and there's no actual violence. It's just, and then like the representation.
Are you kidding?
It's too
Luke
much.
Skywalker wasn't even there when he was fighting Kylo Ren. He was in
That was pretty
spirit
dope.
fighting.
I'm
That was
not gonna lie,
dope,
that
dude.
was dope. But still, I have to hate it.
But I
'cause
don't
it's
think
Disney.
of like I always think of when even now I think of Star Wars as Lucasfilm. It still doesn't even register that it's Disney. That's just me.
Remind yourself.
Well, do you not like any of the TV shows like Mandalorian?
Yeah, but consider too, they fired Shorty for not labeling her pronouns on Twitter, and then when she finally did, she's like, "My pronouns are beep boop bop. I'm an R2 unit," and they fired her for it. And the Daily Wire hired her. What was her name?
Oh yeah, she's a fighter chick.
I just
Wait.
I know her
For
name
Star
in the
Wars?
show.
For Mandalorian.
It was Cara Dune.
Is
in
she
the
the
show. I don't
one?
know her actual
Was she
name.
the one that was she did WWE? WWE?
Hang on.
She was the big buff chick.
Yeah, WWE girl. But they wouldn't. Did they fire the
No,
main
she's
character?
not Big Buff when she was in WWE.
Gina.
She wasn't in
No,
WWE.
I meant in.
She was
She's
a
not a
real.
fighter?
I meant in the show.
She was an actual MMA fighter.
Oh,
not
MMA fighter.
WWE.
Sorry,
Like,
I apologize.
legit.
I don't know the difference.
Gina Carano.
Gina Carano.
Yeah, they fired her because she wouldn't label her pronouns.
Yeah.
But isn't their
And
main
the,
character gay? I mean, not gay, but racist.
Who? The main character on what?
The guy who plays the Mandalorian. Didn't he say racist slurs and stuff like
Pedro Pascal.
that? I could have sworn I heard
Mexican.
that. I could have sworn he
You
says
can't be
racist
racist.
stuff.
He's Mexican.
Exactly.
Anybody can be racist.
She also remember.
I'm looking it up, bro.
She
I'm looking
tweeted
it up.
about how like.
I don't know that he's Mexican. Is he really Mexican? He might be from Spain.
She tweeted about how.
Ryan thinks anybody who speaks Spanish is from Mexico.
That's not what. I
What? Yo, Zide is pissed. You remember she tweeted about how like during the Holocaust, like people sold out their neighbors just because it was like the popular thing to do, or they just kind of went
Yeah.
along to get along.
Yeah.
And yeah, they fired her for that too.
Oh, I know. She's not a bad person though. Like I've seen, like
She's based.
yeah, she's not like, inherently. I mean, she just says even the things she said aren't controversial. That's the thing. It's like they just take things nowadays, just rip it completely out of context, blow it up. I don't know.
But anyways, Disney.
Well, she wasn't fired because of the pronouns thing
It was the tweet, I think.
about the Holocaust.
Yeah, it was the Holocaust thing.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it was her. Oops.
Anyways, this higher up at Disney has 2 kids.
But I don't think she was.
Okay, no, Pedro Pascal targeted harassment against Ted Cruz. That's what you're. Is that what you're thinking of, Zombie?
He
Can you
what?
stop that? Uh-huh.
He had targeted he targeted Ted Cruz and harassed him.
Why? About political views or what?
Yeah, political views.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember, bro. I read a lot of stuff that's probably incorrect.
Hey, Yeah. Andrew's been trying to say this same sentence about the higher up from Disney. Please finish. I won't interrupt.
All right, 1 minute or less. Higher up from Disney has 2 kids. I think they're both under 10 years old, and she's like, they both identify. One of them's transgender, and one of them's non-binary.
Okay.
Right. So you can tell where her mindset is at. She says it's her goal to make sure that in the future, 50% of Disney characters, that's Marvel Universe, Pixar, everything, is 50% LGBTQ+.
Yeah.
Right? Which is not an accurate representation of American
course not.
demographic whatsoever.
Yeah, that's one thing that does bother me.
Right.
You know, it's like if you line up 10 people, right, and you say, okay, this is a ratio, this is a visual reference to Americans. How many of those 10 people will be gay?
Less than 1.
Not even 1. You know
that number is growing.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
But it's still not even 1. Yeah, there's gay people on every single TV commercial, every single TV show, every single movie. Not every single movie, but most movies. You know, and it's like it's not an accurate depiction, right? I mean, I'm not saying I got like you don't have to have a problem with have a problem with that lifestyle to have a problem with that misrepresentation. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's just unrealistic.
It's unrealistic, and it's just
makes one think
it's all
that,
part of a narrative.
Yeah,
A
exactly.
narrative that is obviously being pushed super hard, and so
right.
Yeah.
But yeah, Disney has lost a ton of value on their stock price.
Yeah.
I've actually made a decent amount of money off put options. I don't
now's
like
the time to cash in on that Disney stock.
They might be coming up soon because they've hit like an all-time low in a year.
Yeah.
But I'm really
Well,
enjoying seeing them fail.
Seeing them tank. Yeah. The and
Why is that?
it is time for a word from our sponsor. I would like to thank Disney for sponsoring this show. I'm kidding.
Of course.
I'm kidding.
Oh, and then
If they were, we lost our sponsor.
So wait,
Thanks to
Andrew.
Andrew.
If let's say Disney heard all of this, all of your argument, and they were upset and wanted to make it up to you, and they invited all-inclusive past the Disney World and to see all this stuff, would you take it or no?
hell yeah, all the rides.
I want to be
Yeah.
clear. If you notice, I have been quiet this whole
Well,
conversation.
we're not. Yeah, let me just reiterate. This is the Asby Van Show, and Andrew's a guest. I'm just kidding. He's not a guest.
See,
He's here every freaking show. Why do you guys keep calling him guest?
I'm a man of principle until
Except for when
people
AOC
throw money at me, or when AOC.
When AOC's here, yeah,
Right.
of course. For some reason, you're not here.
Then I'm a them. One more thing I was going to say is DeSantis has actually removed their special yes, I am Batman.
Yeah.
He's removed their special district privileges, which gave them tens of millions of dollars a year on tax breaks. You know, incentivized business. They do that sometimes for big businesses to move there, and he basically took that away from them because of their stance on the whole,
Which is huge.
Huge.
I mean, it's like they've had that since when? The 70s, 60s? Yeah, it's like this is a massive thing. Because this, forever, they've boasted they're like their own little country there. They got their own police, they got their own rules and government, all this stuff like that. And so DeSantis said, basically, okay, you want to do this? Fine. And rips it out from underneath them just like that. Pretty powerful.
I saw on some left-wing news article headline, they said DeSantis did that to try to outshine Trump. The way that they framed it was like he was just doing it as a political stunt to gain popularity, and it's like, no, he did that because he truly believed that Disney needed to be punished.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's what the left is going to hear, and unfortunately, yeah. But
Mazzani, did they get to catch any of your dancing there when you were dancing there?
Nope. No, but we have a question. It's Disney related.
Let's hear it.
Thank you. You see my look? Somebody said they would like to remain anonymous. Cause
So it's you.
Oh. Isn't that funny, like in this society,
Ryan.
whenever somebody says this is anonymous, instantly, instead of us as a human race being like, oh,
Yes.
that's fine, I respect that, I'm not even going to inquisit who it is. It's like we instantly like, oh, it's him, oh, it's her, oh, it's that
Yes.
guy. I bet it's that sun gun down the street, you know?
bro, that's legit.
Man
That's
up
my
real
line.
quick.
That's
Yeah.
my line. Because I would just tell you. I'd be like,
Did
Yeah, we know.
I tell you, before you get to the question, did I tell you the time that we had, when we first bought our house, we had first moved into our house, and we moved all of our stuff, and I sold and got rid of a whole bunch of stuff in the old house. to move. And so I didn't have a lawnmower yet in my new house. And so, and we moved in the wintertime. So as spring came along and the grass started growing, I was like, man, I'm going to have to go get a lawnmower. Evidently, I didn't get it fast enough because we left for the day on a Saturday. We came back and one of the neighbors had mowed our grass. Right?
I love them.
And they put a couple of trash bags and a rake on the front porch.
Oh, man.
With a sign that said, "You're welcome, your neighbors."
The disrespect.
So my wife being from Alexander County, woo, man, she got hot. And to this day, she will stay every once in a while, but especially that day, she stood out in the driveway hollering at whoever mowed her grass.
Really?
Yeah.
I would have just been grateful. My grass would be high every time. If I know you're going to mow it.
She's like, and not like hollering at them, but just like talking loud about referencing them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something like, you had to move us in this neighborhood. Where the neighbor's going to come and mow your damn grass. Like that. And I'm like, Tracy, why are you yelling? Like, first of all, somewhere there's one person who knows where you're talking about. Everybody else has no clue what you're talking about. You just screaming cuss words standing in the driveway.
That person's looking out their window like, oh, shit.
But to this day, we still don't know who it was. That's it was anonymous.
She didn't go knocking on doors all
I
night?
told her that. I was like, just go knock on doors. And
right.
But I'm like, the problem is, 9 out of 10 doors, they're going to be like, what are you talking about? Now you're acting like a fool,
Mm-hmm. That's funny.
It is funny. It's funny to watch her do it because she still will do it. To this day, 5 years later, she'll still get loud.
Mm-hmm.
Like if one of these neighbors knows what, we don't even have a clue. It may have been like a lawnscaping company that was going by.
Yeah.
We don't have any idea.
Did you rake up the grass that was piled up?
No.
No, you just left it out there.
I don't even know what happened to that.
Yeah.
To that rake.
I just want to say, if my neighbor ever sees this,
You're welcome to cut my grass.
I really appreciate you for cutting my grass last weekend in the back because I know you watched me struggle. I might have done a little bit of that on purpose.
Oh, snap.
But
so you really did have them cut your grass?
I didn't. I drug my daughter outside in her high chair, and I was cutting the grass myself in the front yard. And then she started cutting up, and I was like, "Oh, I'll just mow the rest tomorrow." When I got home later that next day, it was cut.
You left the lawnmower in position, running, and went inside, and wondered why the guy came.
I have an electric mower that you have to power the batteries.
Oh yeah.
So it takes a long time to get it done.
You know what, single mom, what you ought to do? You ought to get one of those Rover lawnmower things that you just.
They're like $1,000.
No, like $5,000, but it'd be worth it for you.
No, there's one that's like $9.97 you can get.
Oh really?
Yeah, I might have looked into it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it'd be worth it for you. Anyways, let's get to that question
Yes.
from the anonymous caller, which we're not going to try to guess who it is.
Anyways, so somebody would like to know if you think that Disney is racist.
If I think Disney is racist? Oh, you know what? That's a good question because I've heard people say that a lot over the forever. They say Disney's has racist roots or they're a racist company. Mazzani, you've said that before too, that you thought Disney had some racism in it. Is that something in the black community that a lot of people in the black community say?
I'm not a spokesperson.
That they recognize.
I just want to say I'm not a spokesperson for the black community. I really don't know.
Tell us what black people think, Mazzani.
Oh,
What do black people think?
I'm more.
Like all black people think the same thing.
I mean,
Do they?
no. No. But I do know if you don't vote for Joe Biden, you ain't black.
You ain't black.
So, yeah.
I know.
I've been white a while
Oh man, I wish
Oh, all right. Congratulations.
I wish I had this one ready.
because I didn't vote at all.
Wait, say that again.
But go ahead and answer that question.
Okay. I don't know.
Let me give you an example.
Okay, give me an example why
Okay.
why
I
Disney
think
may be
Disney-
considered racist.
Okay, have you ever watched The Princess and the Frog?
Yeah.
The new one?
Yeah, you watched it. Think about it. Okay, so first Disney princess who lives in the bayou. She literally lives in the bayou. She has to work 2 jobs.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
there's
but
just undertones of racism. She has to get turned into a frog to find her prince instead of the real story where you kiss your prince and then they turn into a prince. It's exceptionally racist.
I can see that.
Yeah, it's really and And then the accents, like
That's
of all
a-
the places to put a main,
really obnoxious.
of all the places
sound
to put a
effect.
main black character, you're gonna put her in the Bayou in New Orleans.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say because I wouldn't have instantly jumped to a black character from the Bayou in New Orleans. I mean, most of those people are like when I think of people from the Bayou, I think of who's the guy from Swamp People, the crocodile hunter guy.
I
Dundee.
think of, honestly,
You know what I'm
I
talking
think
about?
of like Gambit
Steve Irwin?
from X-Men.
No, you guys never watched
He's cool,
Swamp
dude.
People, the TV show?
Well,
Where they kill alligators. They hunt alligators.
and it's the same thing every single time. Get them up in the boat. And they go to commercial.
Shoot him! Shoot him!
They go to commercial. Come on, get it.
And then when they finally shoot, somebody smacks the water and like a splash comes up like 8 feet. It's a little 22 bullet. Does spit on your face.
I'm just crying. Like every single time, it's the same
Yeah.
thing. Get them up in the boat.
Shoot him!
Get them.
Shoot him! Shoot him! Whatever that guy is, that's what I think of when I think of. That's what I think of when I think of people from the Bayou, right? I don't think of a pretty little,
Princess.
yeah.
Disney did another movie with a black character. It was the music one. What was that called?
Black Annie?
No, it was like a jazz.
That's Blaney.
It was like the
Wow.
jazz movie or something.
my
It was
gosh.
super boring.
Is that
Sing
racist?
It's called Sing. No.
Why is
I
that
know-
racist?
I think no, it's not Sing. It's not Sing.
You did it.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I didn't watch it.
Bazzani, wait a second.
You
Wait,
didn't need to.
wait, back up. You gave me the look like I crossed the line and said something out of line. Is that racist? That's not racist.
What'd you say again? I forgot.
I said
blocked it out.
Blaney, Black Annie, Blaney. You did it last week with Rambo, Black Rambo. You said Blambo.
Sounds like you grew up eating
I feel
Aunt
like-
Jemima's syrup and Uncle Ben's Ready
Oh
Rice.
wow! Oh wow! So that's where we're taking this.
Just
right now?
inherently racist, dude.
Well, I mean, you also have to go. You can go back. There's something that they said
I've been
about
a
the.
Washington Redskins fan my whole life.
You know, my brother. I have a twin, right? And he has a glass bottle of Aunt Jemima's syrup that's unopened, and he will not touch it.
Oh,
And he's
really?
like, this is a relic.
You did that because I cut you off. I saw that look.
About Disney being racist, though.
She hit it again. Manzani, I'm sorry. Finish your sentence. she hit it again.
I don't know.
Why do you keep hitting it? Okay.
Mrs. Butterworth.
Okay, that one was an accident.
Okay, go ahead, Manzani. I'm sorry I cut you off. And you told me this week that you didn't want me cutting you off anymore.
Yeah.
You were like, you and Andrew always get to talking, and you just forget about me sitting over in the corner. Ryan, you're going to have to take away her
Anyways,
sound effect privileges.
I'll mute her next time she does it.
Oh, gosh. Hey,
Yeah, I will.
does anybody
He's so
notice it's
faithful.
really hot in here, though?
no, it's
I
not.
am-
The air
I'm
was just
sweating.
on.
Honestly, I'm sweating a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, here, I'll
If you could kick the
I'm
air
not really
conditioner.
sure about this, but I know that someone had mentioned that the mouse was based off something to do with Nazis. I'm pretty sure.
What?
I'm pretty sure about that. And then you have to think about like the
Mickey Mouse is a
depiction-
Nazi?
something like that. And then the depiction of
This is-
black people in previous, like before Disney was like really super mainstream. It's terrible. They had like big lips and they were really dark.
Back from the...
Yeah.
Well, you know, I do not justify that, but I think one reason they did that was because it was black and white, and they had to do... It was hard to differentiate.
No, it's not.
Nah,
What are you
that
talking?
was
No, sir.
on purpose. We talked about
That's what my parents always told me. No, I'm just kidding.
no.
They were trying.
Okay,
They were
yeah.
trying to help you cope with life.
That's how white children were raised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We talked about that on one of our first episodes, like the whole menstrual interpretation of black people.
Minstrel.
Menstrual.
What?
Me-
Are we... Is that
no,
that's the right
not,
word?
not like what you're thinking.
That's not the right word.
That it's
okay.
called menstrual, where they would make black people like the Uncle Sambo, like yes, I clean
yeah.
the real good for you,
I gotcha.
and made them look like stupid. Mm-hmm. That was super common back in the 50s and 40s.
Yeah, that's super racist.
Yeah, but they played off that. They
No, it
really
is,
played
like,
off.
that's-
Like there's even a little lamb in one of the Disney movies, and it's a little black girl, and she's just treated terrible throughout the whole movie.
The lamb?
Yeah, she's a little like she's got a tail or whatever, and she's basically that the main character's little slave. It's you gotta watch it. Don't watch it, but I guess you do have to watch it to understand. There's like a lot of things that are like that if you watch.
Mazzoni, have you ever seen those YouTube videos of all the incognito sexual stuff that they put in their movies and stuff? Anybody watching, like, I go on YouTube and just type in hidden sexual nature in Disney.
Be careful with typing
Oh
that
yeah,
in. Though.
don't type that in.
It'll show you some stuff. They do that, and that was another thing we were talking about. Like, a lot of employees at Disney have been convicted for rape and molestation.
Man, this has turned into Destroy Disney Night. at
They
the Ask
deserve
Big
it.
Van Show.
They deserve it.
But what's crazy is they're like trying to do better. They're trying, but
No,
it's
they
not.
aren't.
It's backfiring on him.
No, they've taken the wrong side. But and then,
Yeah, I mean, they need to just. It's not going to happen, but they need to just back up and get back to, hey, let me just provide fun for your family. Just so you guys can come and hang out and go on some rides and enjoy coming to Disney World instead of using the money and the prowess that they've created over the years to push their agenda. I see that often in a lot of arenas.
get woke, go broke.
Yeah. I see that in a lot of arenas. Like even country music has done that staunchly. Like from my understanding, some of the higher ups in the country music executives, are homosexual, and so they've really pushed this agenda and kind of shoving out anybody who says anything that's not accepting of the lifestyle, not necessarily negative towards that lifestyle, just not accepting of that lifestyle, and so therefore they don't get awards at the ceremonies, they don't get recognition, they don't get playtime on CMT, and stuff like that. And so it's like pushing that instead of just being like, hey, that's my lifestyle, it is what it is, Instead of that, it's like I'm going to force everybody to agree with it, and if you don't publicly say that I'm okay, that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing or whatever, or you show any kind of resistance, then you're just going to be canceled or shut out. Does that make sense?
Speaking of that, have y'all seen that commercial with Elton John and Little Nas?
Oh, yeah.
It's hilarious.
With the food that we're going to get, they're riding the horse and the rocket ship.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You don't look broke.
yeah, it's cool. That's funny. Yeah, so I mean, across the board, like I always say, look, if you are running a business, just like, why do we have to talk about all this stuff all the time? Why are these topics of discussion, people's sexuality or, all of these things? Why are we, it's like,
I can tell you why.
why are we, I don't care. No, I don't think does anybody really care other than those people?
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Allies, virtue signalers, they care because politicians who have nothing else, because Democrats don't care about the working party anymore, which is what they used to do. Now they're just identity politicians, and they have to make oppressors and victims out of people, and that's all they do. Wait, what? Oh, yeah. I'm serious. So if you're a newly characterized victim, you're going to vote for the people who are on your side, right? That's what they've been doing in the black community since the 60s. And they unilaterally, except for when Trump, ran, vote for Democrats who do nothing for them and just lie to them and tell them, hey, we're going to help you out, and all of their policies end up hurting the black community.
Yeah.
Listen. Same thing with LGBTQ plus. We're gonna make victims out of you.
Wait, what?
LGBTQ plus. Blah, blah.
How many are there now?
Well,
What'd you just say? You spit it out real fast.
LGBTQ plus.
So there's a plus sign now? What's plus?
Whatever you want it to be.
Oh, it's just plus, like whatever's after that.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot, actually. There's like an LGBTQIA2S. What's the 2? Ooh, 2 spirit.
Also, it's rumored that Disney was a Nazi. He hated Jews.
Hey, we were talking about racism a minute ago? That sound effect I just played, guess what it's called on this sound effects board?
What?
It's called Black People Reacting.
I know, I clicked it.
I'm like, how did that not even sound? Like, why would they stereotype like that sound like, oh! Like,
Black people are so funny. Like, just like have you ever seen that video of like, back up, Terry, back up?
Terry.
Put it in reverse. What is you doing, Terry? His laughter is the funniest part of that video. But
did you ever see the video of the white dude that got his boat impounded by the police?
mm-mm.
And he was like,
that's awkward.
and he was like, He kept hollering at his neighbor.
He said, "Choke me, devil daddy."
No, he didn't.
What?
That wasn't that guy.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
You guys watching at home know what I'm talking about? The guy, he's like, he hollers at Mitchell, his neighbor. You know, something about, Mitchell, you married a sea cow. You know?
No.
It's hilarious. Anyways. All right, well, let's go on to another topic. What do you say we get off this topic? We beat this one pretty good. I think Disney has taken a good wallop in tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so don't force your reality on me. I live in the real world. There you go. Thanks, Jeffrey, for tuning in every week, and tonight also. You're a super fan. Super fan. You're the best, man.
Yeah. Not accepting my narrative is literal violence. So,
Literal violence.
if you don't play pretend with me.
Hey, you guys watching at home, what do you think about our new guest spot on the show, AOC? Do you like that character, or is it kind of sucks? What? I think it's, when I watch it back, like, I think it's hilarious, but it'd be good to get some feedback from you guys watching at home if you think that it's, or if listening in or whatever, if you think that it's a good character. So let us know.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
James Bond.
You know James Bond is now a woman?
Like the character?
The character, yeah.
Yeah, you got to you got to.
Yeah, in my brain, I was like, "Oh, now we're going to talk about transgender."
Yeah,
I
it's
thought
like
that
you
was
got
not
to.
a topic.
You know what? I'm
Okay.
sorry. That was problematic. They're probably non-binary, but maybe born
All right, let's get into a new
genetically.
topic.
Yeah, let's talk about a new topic. Let's get a new topic. No more discussions about the things we've been talking about.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Well, then,
What happened?
the next topic was going to be about Johnny Depp. Do we still want to do that?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%.
So our next topic is the Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard trial.
Oh yeah.
And we already have a question for that.
Oh yeah. That's a good one because that's pretty popular right now too. I mean, I even watched some of it. It's somewhat entertaining to watch the trial. I think
It is good TV.
I think we've come to a pretty sickening place in our society that we find pleasure and guilty pleasure in sitting and watching somebody else's private affairs be hashed out across
low-key,
international television.
Johnny he's enjoying it too. He is enjoying this.
He like I can't figure out if he's like super wise and smart or if he's just like super dumb.
Or
What?
doped up.
Because like
do you
yeah, I
mean?
just can't figure it out. Because they'll ask him a question, they'll be like, Mr. Depp, do you agree that you set that Star Wars mug, the Darth Vader mug on the counter? And he'll be like, I do agree
Hearsay?
that there's a Star Wars mug on the counter. And they'll say, but do you agree you set it on the counter? And he's like, well, it is sitting on the counter.
Objection, hearsay.
In front of me.
I can't
There
say.
is a lot of that. Ron is so accurate.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's like the.
Yeah.
It's I can't figure out if he's like avoiding answering, or if in his mind he's thinking, I'm not going to say what they want me to say. I'm going to say,
It's probably years of drug abuse too. Slowed him down a little bit.
it may not be at all. He may be freaking brilliant. Like
Yeah.
maybe he's
A
like,
lot of
I'm
people
not.
are like
I'm
that.
not going to say anything. That's going to objection. It was your questions.
That was so funny. He was like, "Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, that's right.
But what's crazy to me is how all of the people who have taken the stand have been so adamant about just blatantly saying, "No, I don't recall that. I don't remember that. I don't remember that like that way. What is that?" It's been so constant. They have made her lawyer look like an idiot.
is cheap.
They really have. Her lawyer looks dumb. Like I'd never hire her in my life. She's lost her job after this.
Yeah.
I saw a video of. I don't have TikTok, but somebody showed me. It was like a reel on Instagram. And this woman was really upset, and she's like, "I'm so annoyed with all these men who are just loving seeing Amber Heard get dragged through the mud right now. Like it's really problematic." And I'm like, and another woman commented on afterwards, and she was basically schooling her with the facts. Like, I said something about domestic violence and
The
how
stats.
they're looked down the stats and how women are just as big, maybe bigger
Abusers.
abusers, right? And there's a huge stigma behind men being looked down like weak if they're a victim of domestic abuse. She even said,
Quiet.
like, go ahead and tell
Quiet.
people I hit you. Nobody will believe you.
Yeah.
There's audio of that.
Yeah. So
He's pretty much.
believe all women.
He's
Hold
literally.
on. Zana says, I think he. Oh, wait. Let me take his glasses off. Oh, I think he is trying to be sure he is not taking blame for anything. Yeah, exactly, Zana. That's what I was saying. Like, I think he's got to be super smart. Like, he's not going to. He's really calculating the words that he says. But it may be what you're saying, the years of. Yeah, I don't know that he has years of drug abuse. Actually, I think of all the actors, I would say not Johnny Depp's probably not been into drugs over the years.
No, he has.
Has he? He
He'll
said.
tell you
Do we
that.
know that for a fact?
He says he's off them now, though.
Okay,
And
so maybe I don't know what I'm talking
he
about.
struggled with alcoholism too.
Yeah.
Well, I
He
knew.
went to rehab for
I do
that.
know a fun fact about Johnny Depp. He's never seen almost all the movies and TV
He doesn't
shows
like
he's
to
done.
watch himself.
Has not watched himself and watched those shows.
Mm-hmm.
Like he'll go and film them and then not even watch the results.
Nice.
That's kind of cool if you think about it, but also like super weird.
I've been trying to tell you that. Baby,
like-
you make me watch myself.
It's like those guys who walk away.
Oh, you
from
want to try to be like
explosions.
Johnny Depp?
It's not that. It's weird to watch yourself. It's
Yeah.
weird.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a
I have
awkward
a
thing.
85-inch TV at home that I get.
I think that is
Just watch reruns.
Just
Maybe.
rerun. I've gone back and taken all of the original footage from all of our shows, and I've cut out all of the footage with you guys in it. And it's just me.
I don't
It
be-
skips to me,
I
and
guess-
then I zoom in. and-
Tracy, come here. Look at this part. Look at this part.
I make myself laugh more than anybody. No, I'm just kidding. That would be super. Would that be Mazzani? Would that be sick to come in at my house and I'm sitting in there like, what's watching this week's?
I'd be a
Bowl
little
of
scared.
popcorn.
I'm like the opposite of Johnny Depp. And I'm telling you stories. Hey, you remember that time when I said that?
I was so funny right here.
Yeah. Let me tell you a joke. I saw this funny guy on TV say the other day.
Yo, Andrew, come here. Look at this.
Just go around town. Have you heard of the Ass Big Van show? It's my favorite show.
What? Whoa. Anyway,
What was
what was? Who did
It
that?
sounded like somebody fell down outside.
Okay. Anyway, huh? What?
What you say, babe?
Anyways, so what I'm trying to ask you, now I've lost my thoughts.
I'm gonna get some of these
I've
sweet
lost my thoughts,
potatoes.
bro. 'Cause we're talking about okay, listen.
Find 'em.
So we're talking about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard right now, right?
Yeah.
That's the topic. So here's the issue that I have. You remember in the whole court case, whenever she said that they played it, I didn't hit you, I didn't punch you, I hit you.
No, I didn't slap you.
Why are you running?
Or
Why are you
I
running?
didn't punch you. I slapped you or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, don't be a baby. What is that? What is that? Is it not the same weird not talks to keep our hands to ourselves?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
struck him and you admitted it. Open-handed or not.
And like if you slap him with the open hand, wait a minute, because Will Smith smacked Chris Rock open-handed,
Right.
and so now that's not okay.
That is, I mean, I guess it's
It was
okay in that
never
case.
okay.
That's not okay, but it's okay for her to slap open-handed. Double standards.
See, I'm a men's right advocate, right? As
Oh,
my
wow.
title suggests. And men kill themselves at a higher clip. We're more likely to die in our occupation because we work more dangerous jobs. Rate of depression is way higher. And we get paid less.
Oh wow, you're so full of
Less
folly.
education. These are things that a lot of people don't really know or consider
Yeah.
because the narrative is completely skewed. We're the victims.
yeah, see, if Andrew tried to go work at Victoria's Secret, they wouldn't hire him.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, and I would sue. Yep. I'd just be standing there like,
I mean, we'll put you. You know what? If I worked for Victoria's Secret and he came and he was like, "Yeah, I'd like to be a model," we'll put you in some wings and a thong.
hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay, we're finna do it. What cup are you, A?
Hold on, let me tell you something about these sweet potatoes. Because I've been working on this recipe. Hold on, man, let me tell you
Wow.
Because I had the grandbabies over. And I told them, help me peel these potatoes. 'Cause I was making my potato salad.
How long is this?
I will say this too. They made him look really good. They made Johnny Depp look really good in this whole case because in every moment that they were talking about, like the things that were happening, like there was this one instance where she yelped in pain because she thought she smashed her toe in the door, and he instantly reacted and was like, "Oh, let me see it." He was very affectionate. If she would manipulate him into coming out of the bathroom, like he would go and hide to stay away from her, and it wasn't even him hiding. I know a lot of men who don't like confrontation, and so they would rather just eliminate themselves from that issue, so they'll move to another space or another room. And we tend to be the aggressor. I'm not gonna lie about it. We tend to be the aggressor. So if you put yourself in another space, to me it looks like you're trying to run away from me. And then now I'm coming to your personal space, which really you just need a moment to collect your thoughts and get yourself together. And she was not giving him that ability. Just like whenever she cut the tip of his finger off, that blew my mind, man.
She what? I didn't see that. She cut his finger off.
She didn't like directly like go and take a knife and cut his finger off. She threw a bottle at his head, but ended up hitting his hand at like a bar. And when she threw it, the bottle broke on his hand and like cut his finger off.
Cut it off, or
tip,
just like
the tip of his finger
off, right?
He said he didn't even feel it. It didn't even hurt or nothing. He just looked at it.
Well,
Everywhere.
he had taken a lot of shots. He was.
Yeah.
Oh, he was pretty inebriated.
Yeah, he had said he hadn't taken like a drink in like 2 months. He had started like his like rehabilitation, but the fight that they got in made him go to a bar and start taking shots, and then she got mad at him because then he started drinking during the fight and threw the bottle, and it hit his hand and sliced his finger open. He said he could see his bone.
Remix.
Let's see who's on in there. There she is.
Sorry, but yeah,
That was good.
that's just crazy to me. I can't believe that. I can't believe that happened, and I cannot believe that this case is dragging on. She's not been arrested.
Yes, because she's confessed to some crimes.
Yes, she's confessed to. I mean, he's verbally abused her too. They're toxic. Their relationship has been toxic. He said some things verbally that were kind of not okay.
Like what?
He said that she was
Are you talking about him saying that she was overweight?
Yeah, not just that. He would just like he was reciprocating her energy. If you really think about it.
Well, I mean, come on, think about it. Everybody who has ever had a fight with your significant other.
Have you done that?
It is always words shouted at each other that you don't really mean, right? It's just like you're just lashing out.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you put your hands on him. That's the case. Everybody's trying to say that he was just as abusive. I disagree. When you start putting your hands on me, then we're at another.
Yeah, physical violence is different than literal violence.
And you only put. And the thing about her is, I feel like she's putting her hands on him because whatever he's saying, he's being level-headed about it probably, and he's making sense, and that's making her angry because she can't get over.
Especially if he's anything like he is when he's defining that coffee cup.
Talk faster.
She's like, yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. She's like, I got a problem with you staying all out drinking at the pub. And he's like, well, there is a pub.
He reminds me a lot of Barack Obama in his early years.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Like, what do you mean?
His speeches are like that. They're drawn out.
Oh yeah. Well, people, we got a situation.
It's a smart tactic. Really, it is. Anyway, so what is our next topic?
Yeah, that's good. You guys ready to move on to another topic?
Yeah.
All right.
I think we got time for one more topic.
Okay. Did we have any
Do you have any questions?
any questions that are not about these topics that we're going into?
Huh?
Do we have any questions?
Most of them are just these kind of comments like that. Oh, you know what we didn't talk about? Her taking a crap in his bed.
Oh, I know. I was trying to avoid that topic.
Were you?
That's disgusting.
That I know.
It was a prank. She said it was a prank.
That's not. There's nothing funny about that.
Come
bro.
on.
That in itself. That's a lawsuit in itself.
Come on.
He could have been ill.
Come on.
He could have gotten.
He could have got H1N1 in his eye.
Yeah, I know, but like, come on.
He could have got like pink eye.
It's a little pink eye. Come on.
Dude was crazy. Jeffrey says, dude was crazy because he dipped his finger in paint and smeared stuff on the walls. Like, what kind of stuff did he smear on the walls? I didn't hear about that.
As long as it wasn't
He wrote like
feces.
Yeah, at least it wasn't feces.
You guys remember what Mel Gibson said to his wife during their divorce?
No.
And that
I don't follow everybody's divorce evidently
ready
like
to hear,
everybody else in
though.
the world does.
Oh, it was bad. We can't talk about it here.
Oh.
But like, go
Then
on
I don't want to hear
YouTube
it. No, I
and don't go on YouTube.
I'm gonna go on YouTube. Anyway, so what was our next topic of discussion?
Okay, let's get on to another one.
Our last topic for tonight is the Roe versus Wade drama.
Oh, yeah. Hey, that's a big topic. That's a huge topic, actually.
That's what she said.
Oh, but we can't talk about what Mel Gibson said?
So I've been seeing this one kind of coming around the bend for a while, this Roe v. Wade thing.
Yeah.
A lot of these states have been pushing forth these pretty drastic anti-abortion measures, like they're calling them heartbeat bill and stuff like that. And you can only have that going on so long before the federal government has to step in and kind of even and not the word is not rationalize, but just kind of like across the board, like make that when there's such drastic differences, right? You have to have kind of some normalcy across all states, and so I could see this one coming. Some states have gone drastically the other way. Which was it? Massachusetts? No.
Probably California.
Connecticut was the one. They pushed that big abortion bill saying, like, even after the baby was born,
Yeah.
they could still choose. The frickin' doctor said, after the baby's born, then we will get it comfortable and then have a discussion. I'm
Yeah.
like, are you serious?
Yeah.
Anyways, so I mean that's like the drastic to the other side of what these more conservative states have been saying, which is you can't have an abortion after the heartbeat is detected and stuff like that. And so, being such drastic differences from state to state, that is something that I think at least that the government should come in and say, okay, let's figure this one out.
Wow.
I know that's a controversial question because a lot of people think states should have more rights than the government and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, I think personally, I think the federal government should have. I don't necessarily agree with all the different states having as much say so as they think that they do. I think we should across the board because like if one person can get married, let's say you can get married at 15 in this state, and then in that state you got to be 18. Well, when they cross state lines, are they married anymore? You know what I mean? So it's like you need some kind of normalization, equalization across the different state lines.
Makes sense.
So that's what I think as far as this one as well, because the reason this is such a big topic is you may have somebody that has a young lady that's in a state that is very conservative with kind of restrictive abortion laws, and then they drive to another state. Does that make sense? So there could be a lot of drama with this. So anyways, I've been seeing this come around the bend where it's coming. I did not know the Supreme Court was going to be addressing Roe v. Wade, but I figured it was coming soon.
Yeah.
Right.
How do you identify though?
What?
Like, are you you're a man, biological man? You identify as a male?
How do we get back?
I mean,
on
just
this
yes or no, just real quick. Just
Yeah,
humor
of
me. You're a
course.
man. Okay, so you're not allowed to have an opinion on this.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Okay.
So anyway, so for you guys not aware, there's been a huge somebody hacked or somehow it got leaked that the Supreme Court has on the docket. They were trying to keep it on the wraps that they were going to address the Roe v. Wade issue. When were they going to hit it?
By the end of the summer.
By the end of the summer. And of course, that has caused minds to explode. Primarily because the Supreme Court is predominantly conservative right now.
Yep.
And so there's strong case to be made that Roe v. Wade will be overturned. And they'll probably implement a lot of this heartbeat bill stuff nationwide. That's my opinion. That may not be true. That may not be accurate. But I mean, that may not actually happen. But that's probably what's going to happen. Now, that being said, whether or not my opinion is accurate or not, that's the big concern that everybody's having, and people are flipping out online. So that's the premise for this conversation right now. So if you guys at home have comments about that or questions or comments about that, let us hear them. And now we'll open the floor for Andrews.
Okay, so we have a question or comment about that.
Oh gosh,
That's what I've been waiting on.
Okay, well, ask it, Mazzani. Just do.
Jeffrey Turner would like to say Roe versus. Jeffrey Turner would like to say Roe versus Wade is illegal because the judge can't make laws; that they can only interpret laws. Whoa, Jeffrey. He also said that's a bullcrap view that women have. It's the man's child also.
Dang, Skippy.
He
That's
said it.
definitely,
I didn't say it.
definitely.
Yeah, if it's men
very
that
common-
if they have a man, then abortion isn't a question.
This is a minefield that we're
It's
walking
a.
across.
This has been the topic. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Andrew. This is a minefield because this topic has been hot. This is a super sensitive hot topic in this country for half a century.
Even
More
trying to
than that.
have a discourse about this, especially being a man, you are toast. You can't talk about it.
Yeah, somehow you have no right to defend other human life because you're a man.
I don't even know. I can't say that either. Like I will lose everything. It's crazy. But
No, I definitely agree with what was it Jeffrey? Yeah, I definitely agree with what Jeffrey was saying. Is that if there's a if you're the father, you have a say so in this.
No, if you're a man, if it's a man in the relationship, if I'm dealing with a man, then abortion's not an issue. I'm with a man.
That's what I just said.
This is a conversation we're having as husband and wife, or we're having as
Or-
two grown adults.
yeah.
But the issue is that the majority of abortions are unwanted pregnancies that have to do with boys. They don't have a say. So sorry.
and who benefits the most from an abortion?
Both
Planned
of you.
Parenthood.
Well, the people who sell Planned Parenthood who
Yeah.
sells
That's
abortion.
Yes,
disgusting.
but also,
Don't get me started
but
on
both the female gets their life back and the father gets no responsibility.
Exactly. No consequence whatsoever for the man, right?
Absolutely.
Which you want to live a consequence-free life, basically.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
that's not. Let's get back on topic in that just the discussion about the Supreme Court addressing this and our projections or
Just
predictions of what that situation is going to be like versus our opinions, because obviously everybody, even watching the show, has very strong differing opinions on this topic. This is a very polarizing subject nationwide. But let's get back to the conversation of what do you think about the Supreme Court addressing this issue, and what do you think the outcome is going to be?
So, if I may, just for a little bit of context, Roe v. Wade, it was precedents in the 70s, basically established safe, legal, and rare abortions as a constitutional right.
Wait, thank you.
Like, should that be a constitutional right? I guess, they decided that it should be a constitutional right.
You know why?
Why?
Because there were unsafe abortions. There were people going in back alleys and taking coat hangers
Right.
and all kinds of things. We'll find a way.
Well, that stuff's still happening.
But do you think that's something that the Constitution should address? Like, we have the right to free speech, life, liberty, pursuit of the happiness, bear arms. Do you think abortion should be included under that?
Here's the issue. It's already been included. So why are we going back and hashing out things we've already done?
That's like saying
Well-
education and healthcare are human rights, which I don't necessarily.
Do you disagree with that?
I don't necessarily agree with them.
So
I
they're
think that's a
not.
conversation to be had, but I don't think you're entitled to the nicest fineries in the world just because you're alive.
So education's a finery. It's not
Yeah.
a necessity.
Higher
Knowledge
education.
is not
It is a necessity, but higher education, just because I'm
Health is
alive,
not
I
necessary.
deserve this. Absolutely, it's a necessity, right?
Right.
But just because you're born doesn't mean that you get the best of the best.
No one said the best of the best, but the best of the best. But healthcare
In
and
a perfect world,
education
yes.
should be at least included. It should be an option. You can climb out of anything. I could go to a raggedy school and get my basics and then excel.
Right.
I mean, it's not. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying everybody should be offered the same opportunities.
For surely. But I don't think it's a human right necessarily. Like, we have the human right to pursue life, liberty, the pursuit of happiness, right?
Right.
Nobody
but how are
can-
you going to be happy if you're uneducated and not healthy?
Yeah.
You have the ability to improve your life and your standards to then go obtain those things. But they shouldn't just automatically be given to you just because you're here.
Right, but how do you expect me to garner that? How do you expect me to get there?
Work hard.
If you're saying life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are things that I'm supposed to be able to be allotted,
The pursuit of happiness.
right, the
which
pursuit
is,
means you have to give me some type of tools to pursue it,
No,
right?
I don't have to give you
Well,
anything, but you're able to go get those tools.
Yeah. So,
So what do I have to do? Steal?
what,
No.
Steal, kill, and destroy?
Here's what I'm. Let me interject here. So I do agree with what Andrew's saying in that it's not a God-given right. Education and healthcare. Life is a right. Right. You should have the right to be alive and not just let somebody come along and just kill you dead.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But to have afforded to you the right to. It's not a human right. It's an American right. It's an American right, and it's a country we live in that offers that. That's the beautiful thing about living in America. You have those foundational privileges and rights given to every American citizen to be able to learn a foundational education, have health care if you can't afford it, things like that. But other countries don't have that. I mean, there's a vast number of countries.
But what is America? When we step in, what do we do? What do we do to for those countries? What do? We go and try to provide safe drinking water, a place for them to get an education. So we're improving their health and education. Is that not correct?
Yeah, we are, but it's not their right. It's the gift that we've given them.
It's a gift that we're giving them because we feel like everybody deserves it. Is that correct?
It's money laundering is what it is.
Well, that's a whole nother conversation. But the point...
I wash my money in the washing machine.
Okay. But anyways, the point is, you back to the topic. Let's stay on focus because this will be the last topic. Is to reissue it, revisit it. Is that the Supreme Court has now? It's been leaked. The Supreme Court is going to address the topic of Roe versus Wade. And to answer your question, Mazzani, about why would we go back to that since it's already been done? Since it's been done for the last 70 years, 60,
in the
something
70s,
like that.
Yeah.
Since it's been done, a vast majority, at least half, maybe more than half, probably even more than that, have disagreed with it and have fought against it. Every year, every single year since then, conservative groups are making plans and making presentations and trying to get things pushed to get it in front of the Supreme Court again, to get this visited, to try to overturn this, because from a biblical foundation, since the majority of Americans are Christian,
but we're supposed to have a separation between church and state.
Right, but so then why does the state come in? And anyways, let me just finish my thought. From the majority of Americans are Christians, and they feel morally against this, right? And so they feel like it's a moral issue. And so since the time it's been passed, they've been fighting against it. So it's not like the whole country has all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, the whole country has all come along since then till now, and then all of a sudden one little faction has said, hey, let's try to reverse this, which ironically is pretty much the other flip side of all these other instituted new changes and laws. It's small factions that are pushing through with money and power and leverage and social media to get their narrative pushed through and turned into law, which this is almost stark difference. There's a vast majority of Americans who are pushing and fighting to try to get this overturned, and now there's an actual opportunity that's going to happen. And I think that there's going to be a really big rumble in the jungle for,
especially the midterm elections.
Yeah.
This is not going to ban or outlaw abortions across the board. What it does is it just doesn't make it a constitutional right. It makes it a state-by-state issue, right? So taxpayers don't pay for abortions anymore.
Is
basically.
that what the Supreme Court said they were?
Well, that's what Roe v.
visiting?
Wade does. It makes it a constitutionally protected right to get an abortion in this country.
I want to ask another question.
But real quick, the rumble in the jungle, before your question is on, I'm sorry. Basically what this is doing, and it was leaked, right? Midterm elections are coming up. What this does is it makes these midterm elections an abortion or no abortion issue for a lot of people who really support abortions and are really gung-ho about it, instead of hey, Afghanistan, inflation, empty shelves, the Hunter Biden laptop, quid pro quo, them destroying this country. It's like, okay, well, I want abortion, so I'm still going to vote for Biden, right?
What's interesting is the majority of conservatives in America have voted conservative for their representatives on almost. I know this as to be a fact from the church point of view, almost exclusively on that topic. And that's been going on for decades. When it comes time to vote, they vote who's against. If they're conservatives, they're like, who's against abortion? Who's gonna try to push to reverse Roe v. Wade, right? Mm-hmm. And now, like you're saying, in this election cycle, the other side's gonna be, it's gonna be a pretty staunch difference. Yeah. And so, Mazzani, you had a comment there?
Yeah, my only concern with this whole discussion is population control. Like, why is it such an issue when we're trying to keep our population down? We already have a food shortage. We've already have increases everywhere. We can see that in our pricing. I think that our largest concern shouldn't be abortion. I think that we should leave it as it is.
Well, there's a lot of opinion that's been said that the reason Roe v. Wade was pushed through and everything was for population control. It was because I don't want to say it, but
population of certain communities.
Yeah, it's
very telling where most of those abortion clinics are placed, and that the black population hasn't increased from 14% for the last 80 years.
Yes, that's a whole nother topic that is very controversial.
Yeah,
I'm still pro-abortion,
and they make money off of aborted fetuses. So
that's
You can eat them.
Mazzani, she is crossing.
Yeah,
she has become shock jock. She should be. She should get on the. Who's this big shock jock guy?
That ties into so many other things that the left does maliciously, perniciously to affect marginalized communities, and then lie about it. But conversation for another day.
All right.
What are we talking about? What are we doing here?
All right, we better wrap this show. Hey guys, listen, thanks for joining us this week on the Ask Big Van Show. So happy you guys were tuning in and chiming in. Sorry we can't get to all your questions and comments, but definitely thankful that you're part of the show. We'll try to go back through them in different social media platforms after the show and try to address them there. But definitely thanks for tuning in and joining. And if you're one of my kids or grandkids or generations after me, I want to tell you I love you. Thanks for watching the show. Hopefully I'm still around, but if I'm off to heaven, this is what I look like at 47. So, I love you guys. Seek the Lord. Pray that you would every day have more of a desire for the presence of God and to know God better. Everybody else, hope the same for you. Thanks for joining. See you guys next week on the next live episode of the Ask Big Van Show. See you guys then. God bless you. Hey everybody, this is Big Van, and if you'd like to watch our show live, then you must subscribe and follow so that it alerts you when we're on the air. Be sure to check out the links below for some live show times and some very cool products so you can have your own conversation starters. We can't wait to see you and your questions and comments on the next live Ask Big Van